So, no powder? What's your backup plan, folks? And as you can see here, we have
try to give one away.
Yeah, Dave went a little small as I putting Charles to bed. So what we got going on here is what's the backup plan if for some reason your powder gets wet or you run out? What other ways you have to gather food or defend yourselves? Yes, we know it. You're going to hypnotize them with a hat.
No, I'll wait until we finish the slideshow first.
All right. So, but before we get into the slideshow here, want to remind everybody that this coming Friday, halfway through the Friday night special, we'll be doing the giveaway for the 1,500 subscriber giveaway. That includes the Zippo emergency fire kit, the Zippo plasma lighter, the 4 boxes of wide mouth lids, and the 4 boxes of regular canning lids, 12 per box, folks. So that comes up on Friday. You still have a chance to get in on it if you go to read check out the rules on the 1,500 subscriber giveaway that went out about a month ago. So, all right, so let's look at who's all in here. Well, Conrad Homestead was the first one in here, but he said in 26 minutes, the generator will only run for another 20 minutes more, and a frowny face. Oh, well. Sorry, Conrad. All right, so we got Michael 58, Wendy at Hardknack Farms. Got Jay in here. Aiden here. CR, that's Creative Redundancy from north of the border. Butch at Sand Hollow Homestead. And yes, Butch, Dave's live stream was off. And if you guys did not awesome. If you guys did not see Southern Ohio's Prepping's live stream, which was on just before us, catch the replay on it. It had Doc Bones and Nurse Amy on there. Some really good information was given out. All right. Carol, Fishes and Lowe's Life. Courtney, Wide Family Farm. Kaylin Strain is in the house. Robert Moore is here. And, we got a lot of here to go down here. Courtney's husband, that's Dustin. Everybody's chit-chatting. Coming on down. Make sure I catch everybody. Everybody. Bob 942 is in the house. And get on down here. Country Homestead Preacher, how you doing this evening? We got Doc Bones and Nurse Amy in the house. Woo! And Brian Lois Hills Homestead is in the house. And Dave, Southern Ohio Prepping, and he's just popped in here.
Just for a minute.
Just for a minute.
Ready for bed.
Yeah. Okay. And we are caught up with everybody. So we're going to talk about what happens if you run out of powder, your powder gets wet, or some other reason you don't have any pew-pew powder. Not power, powder, as in. All right. So let's take a look and see what's next. So we got options. We're just going to cover a couple options, and then we're really going to get in and talk about them. The old school slingshot. Every boy had one, I think, when he was a kid. Made one. And there are some really cool ones now that are coming out with. There are some really cool high-tech ones out there for slingshot. And Dave's got his there. Hang on, Dave. Let me make you big pair. Put it back there. And there's Dave's. Another high-tech one. And then they have the slingshot that shoots arrows. There are several different versions of this, but basically the thing in the front is a whisker biscuit and keeps it stabilized. And then there are some other funky ones that look like
harpoon guns.
Nah, a little bit different because it looks like it breaks out as I'm not sure that doesn't pivot. So it's just a torsion or a torsion slingshot type deal set up for shooting arrows. A little bit better.
Ball bearings. It will shoot a 1/4-inch ball bearing at 280 feet per second.
Ooh, ow, ow, ow. Yes, that'll
Yes.
work. That'll work. That'll do it. All right. And then we get into, hey, archery. So, archery has been around since someone learned to bend a stick. I froze again. It's been around since someone was able to bend a stick and put some catgut or something in there to stretch out and launch a stick at someone else. And of course, blowguns, which unfortunately some states make these totally illegal to own. But check your local regulations and laws before you get one of these.
Easier to make them.
North Star Prepsteader.
Hi, Kathy.
Ammo NT. How you doing? All right. So blowguns are, if you're legal to have them, not a bad way to go. The atlatl. That is an old school high powered throwing weapon. And yes, Jay, I see your comment. Blowguns, make sure you don't inhale at the wrong time. So.
Now remember, folks, in the old days, those were very dangerous weapons.
In the old days, they're dangerous weapons now. You see some of those guys out there. Are some videos out there. These guys using it, and they're nailing stuff like you think they're using it, shooting it from a crossbow or something. All right.
The famous explorer Magellan, he got one right in the head.
Yeah. All right. So this is here. Before I go on with the next slide, ladies, this is not meant as derogatory or sexist. This is to put the macho boys in their place. I myself could not even attempt to do this. I have nothing but high praise for these ladies. There is no way I could do that. It's not just one. There is a whole field of ladies out there that are expert archers with their feet. Okay, moving on. Stuff to the boy toys again. The poor man's James Bond books. There's, I think there's like now 6 volumes of it for all your little traps, snares, and other little things there. Be careful what you use because certain states, some of the stuff is illegal. But that's what I had originally. Then I Googled. Then I went and made a mistake and I Googled torsion weapons.
You got the Onger.
Then I started going back old school to the Roman Empire and before. So, you got your torsion catapult and your torsion ballista.
Well, it's more Oxaveti.
Yeah.
It's hard to pronounce. We'll just say what Gil said.
Yeah, it's basically a ballista. Same thing. Because, hey, there we go. This one just has a hand crank instead of the ratchet on it. That's the only difference between them. Yes, CR, siege weapons. And hey, Gray 1107, how you doing? Now, what CR put in here, put it up here, siege weapons. But most people don't realize there was siege weapons that were outside the castle and anti-siege weapons that were inside the castle. Same weapon, just throwing stuff out, trying to get people gone. Dustin, you better check with the big boss, see if she approves that. All right, Prepper GOI, hey. All right, so trebuchets, the French version. Yeah.
That's what Dustin wants.
Yeah, basically a big stick with a bag on it to toss stuff with a big, huge counterweight on the end. And then here is a wheeled ballista for launching big friggin' arrows, aka spears. And then somebody upped it to the modern way and put it on a big trailer. And that one's shooting a big old rock. I mean, I don't care who you are. You're attacking a position that has one of these, and you see a 25-pound rock come flying through the air at you, and it's going you're like 300 yards away and it's coming right at you and not hitting the ground yet, yeah, you're going to think twice on that one. Hey, prep for it. Gardener Josh.
Christy, I think.
Yeah, and everyone's going over. Try and keep half an eye on the side chat here too. All right, and then I remembered something. One of my favorite shows I used to watch.
Froze.
Yep, froze. Pumpkin Chunkin'. They have every type of non-powdered weapon you can think of for launching big, heavy things out at people up to a mile away. Yep, the air cannon at Pumpkin Chunkin'. It's hitting. They're hitting the range of a mile now. And you think these cans like Young Glory 2, Young Glory 3, and the others on their own are scary? How about if you're not facing just one, but a whole friggin' army of them? You look at all of the different designs, different ways they built them. If you haven't seen Pumpkin Chunkin', there's plenty of things on YouTube where you can go back and watch these things going off. It is impressive. Hey, Mama Bear prepping. So, yeah, I mean, these things can really chunk it. You know, the big problem they have with these, though, is what do they call it? Basically, it's the pumpkin comes out and it goes poof.
Yeah, that's too much.
You make a pie. You made pie in the sky. That's what they call it.
Right. It's the problem of compression, folks. If you have too much pressure pushing the pumpkin out into the air is solidified. So when it hits the wall of air at a certain speed, yeah, and you get rained with pumpkin chunks if you're a spectator.
Yeah. All right. So you guys want some options for backup weapons? Hey, Pumpkin Chunkin' has they have some other cool ones, and let's see if I can bring it up here real quick. Where did I put it here? Hang on. Tuesday. Did I put it here on this one here?
But you get rabies if you slingshot what was it, a skunk? You'll get rabies.
Yeah, I gotta get something out of the way here. Okay,
No
all
problem.
right. I got two more pictures here. See if I can make this thing big enough for you. Okay, it's not going to go big, so I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to put it at full so you get a size of it. All right, hang on. It's going to go back and start over again. This is a little gift. Watch this. Here you go. Trebuchet. And it just throws that pumpkin way the heck out there. And the other one, see, I got the one. I only got the one here. Let me pull the other one up. This is a centrifugal one. Look at that baby spin, and then it tosses the pumpkin or rock or whatever you want to toss at somebody, pile of manure. But they have
or a dead cow.
Yeah, they have several of these different ones, and some of them are really incredible to look at on Pumpkin Chunkin'.
Now I got to tell people on the Chunkin' guns that was based on the old dynamite guns used by Teddy Roosevelt, because Teddy Roosevelt, this is a great idea. We'll take an air compressed cannon and fire live dynamite at the Spanish.
All right, Anthony. Yep.
Yeah, that's a little out of a league. If I can make it, because a Pumpkin Chunkin' gun you can make at home with stuff from bowls.
Most of the Pumpkin Chunkin' guns are made by good old boys with they're doing stuff in their garage and stuff.
Now,
and let's see here. Hang on here. That can be. Go ahead and drop that. Okay. So yeah, there are a lot of different options you have out there to, if you need to, put some food on the table. We got unspecified podcast. How you doing? And okay, I already said hi to everybody else there. Right. So one of the things that that most people that I'm trying to steer away from this just because YouTube likes to slap down whenever I talk about it. But Kaylin Strain was talking about her daisy. She doesn't have to worry about running out of anything. She just couple cranks and her little BB goes, and you'd be surprised what you can harvest with an old school BB gun.
Air gun.
Yeah, air gun. 1.177 or 22 or 5 millimeter. The my
Froze again.
Yep. Used to hunt squirrels, and we used to get rid of all the blue jays that were eating the blackberries and stuff from a long ways away.
You used the Benjamin, right?
We used the Benjamin 5 millimeter, and we put the pellet in backwards to get rid of those blue jays.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of things. Now, one thing I didn't even talk about is on the wall behind Dave there, and it's the crossbows.
That's a cold steel cheap shot.
Yeah.
130 pound draw.
North and South homesteads in the house now.
Hey.
So there is a lot of everyone. How do I put this? Say this without offending. If I offend anybody, I'm sorry, but there are some channels out there that scream pew pews here, pew pews right, pew pews left. You need pew pews. You need 40 tons of freedom seeds for your pew pews. No.
There's also some groups that require you to, if you want to be a part of their group, you have to have an AR-15 or an AR-10. You have to have a sidearm. You have to have minimum 1,000 rounds for both, as well as 2 or 3 years worth of survival food for you and others to join your group.
Hey, Christy. So Christy Betts in the house now. So there are lots of other options out there. There are. I mean, I got several bows over here that I have. I got just a regular simple, basic Boy Scout at the camp bow. I got one here that's got it's a simple compound. I got a heavy duty multi-functioning. It's the Golden Eagle bow with all sorts of compound gears and everything else to make it. You pull. All of a sudden, I can just stand there and stand for like 10 minutes holding it. Once I get to a certain point, because all the weight's off of it, with all the cams and stuff on it. But then there are the BBs and pellets. There's a whole boatload of those. And there are a lot of ones out there that are getting really high tech in that along that strain. That is, it's air powered, so it's not a firearm. It's air powered. It's an air rifle, up to 50 calibers. They got the 357, they got the 45, they got the 30, they got 223, all air powered, high pressure air powered, and either you have to get they have the tanks for them. You can get the big tanks to refill the small one on it. You get those filled up at a scuba shop, or you can get the hand pump, or you can buy the little electric pump to pump them up. But you don't have to worry about running out of powder because they don't require powder. And I'm just trying to keep an eye on the chat so I don't miss any good comments there.
We got a lot of.
Okay. Anthony was asking what kind of draw weight. It's a 65-pound draw bow. If you start asking about mine, but once I get to that point and it locks, like I said, I can hold it there for 10 minutes because it only has like about 2 pounds on it. So.
Okay, folks. We're doing the primitive ones first. We won't go into the weird exotic stuff that Uncle
Yeah.
Al and Dave knows, because that's a little complicated, and we don't want to give away what we know.
Yeah. All right. Anthony says his recurve is 40 pounds at 20H, but he draws farther, so he gets higher. And that's the one thing I like about my compound with all the cams and stuff, because it get to that point, and all of a sudden as soon as I bring it forward an inch, it's a whole 65 pounds is right on there right away.
And Josh is right. They do have big games hunting with air
Yes.
guns, either with an arrow or with a solid projectile.
Now, Dave has shown a couple times.
Froze again.
Has shown a couple times there's some really cool quote air rifles that shoot arrows.
I'm looking for it now.
Yeah,
No problem.
and the problem with this thing. What missed it? There we go. The problem with that is, what if you're trying to hunt and you're going to be eating it?
I wouldn't recommend it, because that's
Yeah.
one of my exotics. And on dart guns that using certain chemical agents and certain things, you have to know what you're doing, and most likely you're going to poison yourself. Or like that Christmas movie, you're going to shoot your eye out.
Yeah. Bolt shooter.
He's talking about the whatchamacallit, animal that has a heavy spring, runs with a 22, and you put it next to the bull's head and you pull the trigger.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They showed that on
And Kathy put up a link there, guys, on the Cobra system, the crossbow, the pistol crossbow. Crossbow pistols are really kind of cool, and Dave has one up there as well.
it's from the movie Bolt Shooter is from the movie Country of Old Men.
Oh, no country
For Tired Old Men.
No Country for Old Men. Yeah, No Country for Tired
Yeah,
Men.
that's a bolt shooter.
Oh,
It has
yes,
a little
yes.
tank and punk.
Our friend Tyler, let's talk about prepping, has several videos on his potato gun. And what does he need to fire that bad boy off? Starting fluid.
Starting fluid or Aquanet.
Aquanet hairspray, propane, butane. Yeah, there's a lot. Some of the potato guns are really good. Kathy is on it tonight. She's got
Thank you,
the
Kathy.
arrow rifle right there. The link to it. To one of them.
Air Gun Depot.
Yep.
He
Okay,
doesn't
folks.
like it. But
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. Now you have to be careful on exotics. Now, potato gun's good if you're using low pressure, like a potato. But if you move anything higher than that, you'll have a potato grenade. I say, well, it worked on that. Let's try a 40 millimeter concrete ball. Let's see how that shoots.
It'll blow up in your
Either
face.
that,
Yeah.
or you're going to get instant mashed potato flying through the air.
No,
Same thing as the
40
pumpkin. It'll turn just like
40
you'll mash potato mess just flying out of the gun as it
No,
hits that air.
You guys are misunderstanding ballistics.
Yeah.
The more pressure you put behind that projectile that you're trying to shove down that barrel, the more compression and the more chance of your barrel exploding in your face.
Yeah. That too.
When you go to start doing that, and the same goes for slingshots, crossbows, crossbow pistols, or air rifles like the page I'm getting ready to share here. You have to understand your ballistics before you decide to go out and try hunting with it.
Yeah.
Just because it says it does 250 feet per second, it may only hit at 5 joules. That's barely enough to kill a squirrel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So understand your
WD,
ballistics.
WD Glock and Rolls in the house. Tennessee Tactical One's in the house now. And did I miss somebody else? I
think Ginger was here just a second ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ginger Ninja's in the house. Yeah. All right. So let's share. Let me go ahead and bring this down so I can share this one here at stream.
Okay. These are your ouch and ouch and really ouch And there is some that aren't too bad. Every air rifle on here is pre-charged pneumatic, except this one. That one I wouldn't recommend. It's cool. It uses the Cobra crossbow, but it's cool. But it's not powered, arm power. And there is another one that's not listed on here that's in this price range right here. Every one of these will take down a deer, with the exception of this bad boy right here, or this one. And that one probably will. These two fire 50 caliber. I think, wait a minute. No, that's not it. I'll have to go look again. But one of them actually fires not only arrows, but it also fires 50 caliber pellets.
Yep.
With a report just as loud as a Barrett. It's just as loud, only it's compressed air.
Yeah. And I can't find that other one.
But for those who are on a budget of less than $400, you want to get something, I recommend this little guy right here. Okay. And you can get it in, let's see.
That's the one I was looking for.
This is the 22 version. It's the only one that comes in the 22 version. This will do fine for squirrels, raccoons. If you do a great shot, you can take out a raccoon with it, possum, any small game. Or if desperately need, you're really, really good shot with these. And yes, there is room up here for a red dot or a scope. So it can hunt two-legged pest as well, if that should be the need. But this right here, and it doesn't take but about 300 pumps with this pump, and it's not a bicycle pump, to get this fully charged. And you get like 10, 15 max power shots, and then you get another 5 or 10 at medium power. You just shoot 4 or 5 shots and then hit it with pump again. Keep yourself fully pumped up. And this will hold air, I've heard, as much as 6 months without losing a single PSI. On this one, let's see if I can find it real quick. I don't see it.
It's there. I gotta get stronger glasses.
Yeah. I've looking. There it is. 36.
Yeah.
36.
Right. The pump is a 4,500 PSI. And the canister that's built in is a 3625 or 250 bar. That's a 300 bar. Okay. So the pump will definitely overpressure this little rifle, making it a very good option. So if you're looking for something, if you're living in an area where you can't have a powdered pew, they get an air one, because this is not regulated. This is legal almost everywhere in the U.S. unless you are a really, really, really bad person. Then you can't have one.
Yeah,
or just don't.
That's what I'm thinking about getting my wife the 25 caliber one for using there in California.
Yeah.
Stop, Pyramid.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to show you the other one.
Jay threw up a good idea too. Bullas, but that takes skill. You got to practice.
Yeah. Also, Anthony puts up, I'll use a spear like my Viking ancestors.
Hey, if a spear works, a spear works. That's similar to an atlatl, only you don't have the extra heft on it. But
Okay.
yeah,
Right, this is the one I showed to
yes.
Gil.
Yes,
This one right
that's it.
here. It's bullpup, making it perfect for those of shorter stature. It's not that hard to hold it. It's great for people like me who have a really tall stature, because I was training CQB. So this is also 25 caliber with a perfect, keyword is perfect shot. You can take down a deer with a 25 caliber. It's not legal. It's not recommended. And you have to be a darn good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But it can be done. Unfortunately, there are poachers out there who have taken deer with a 177 caliber. So, I mean, it can be done. This can also be pumped up by the hand pump. You don't have to go out and spend $600 on a commercial grade or even a civilian grade air pump that you plug into a wall. They are very expensive. But if you're going to get one of these, start off with the hand pump. You know, we could all use the exercise anyway. All of us. I don't care who's sitting out there. We could all use some exercise. Every one of us. Because right now, what are we all doing? Sitting on our toughest at a computer screen.
Hey, Conrad Homestead, in the restrictive state of California, it's not considered a firearm.
Nope.
In the federal government, as far as the federal government is concerned, it is not defined as a firearm, and in most, and so it's not considered a firearm under most laws.
Right.
Gil, you just got a message saying from the Nomadic Rat Pack, this is a Traveling Mike's Raid Pack.
Nomadic Rat Pack. Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Cool. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody.
It just jumped to 30.
Woohoo!
And if you guys are curious about this, if you're curious about this, whether it's any good or not, go check out YouTube. There's quite a few excellent videos on this in YouTube.
Yeah.
If someday I ever get monetized, I will get one of these for a review. I reached out to Pyramid and Airgun Depot, and they have a listening problem. They don't hear anybody unless you have 10 million subscribers.
Okay. Prepper, Vicks Vapor Rub in a 177 pellet. You get dieseling effect.
Yes, but careful with that. If your rifle is not set up, because Uncle Alan does dieseling, and I know how to do it. If you do it wrong, like Dave says, bang, it blows up in your face. Overpressure and a blow up. It's not designed for that. I have made Daisy rifles using I got sued because I copied off a German patent. A tube that fits to a Daisy. You pump it up. It has diesel fuel in it. When the pellet goes off, it creates a diesel effect into the chamber. And what it does, you'll hear a loud report, and the 177 pellet goes at about 800 flips per second. Now, my experiments, after 5 or 15 shots, the whole gun disintegrates. It blows up. And that's in a vise.
Yeah.
Uncle Alan isn't stupid. Yeah. Uncle Alan's crazy, but he isn't stupid. I had it with a little string. I'm like, okay.
You've been watching Mythbusters.
I'm not that stupid. I'm not going, I'll hold it and I'll shoot it. Hell no.
Yeah. So, as far as, so we've talked about the air rifles and stuff that shoot the lead. Then there are some of them that are set up to shoot arrows. Dave, you looking for that one?
What?
The air-powered air rifle.
Already showed
the arrow one.
I already showed those.
The one that shoots arrows.
Yeah, I showed that.
Okay.
That was the first ones I showed.
Okay, the first ones. That's right. Yeah, you had all that. Yeah. Okay. Nothing wrong with me. I'm going and seeing it. I'm copying Uncle Al.
It's all right, folks.
Yeah. So we talked about bows and arrows, crossbows, compound bows. If you really want to get into bows, the Oneida Eagle breaking recurve compound. You want to talk about something that you have to use carbon fiber for, otherwise it bends or breaks the arrows.
Another thing I'm gonna bring up too is when you go to dealing with bows, crossbows, they don't use the same arrows. Yeah. A crossbow bolt is designed differently than a standard arrow. You can shoot crossbow bolt in a regular bow and arrow, but you cannot use a regular arrow in a crossbow. the G-forces on that regular arrow will snap it in your face in a crossbow. Even though they say there's different, there's no difference. It's just a string pushing a rod. No, there's a huge difference. And it's all in the acceleration.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, to verify this, what Dave said, okay, go check Todd's workshop. He did the exact same thing, put it in a vise. What Dave said, put a regular bow and arrow in it. And guess what happened? Like Dave
Snap
said.
right in the middle.
And little splinters everywhere.
Yeah, I was stupid enough to try because I didn't believe it. I'm dumb enough to try something once.
But go check
Harold,
out.
if you can get good at throwing venomous snakes, more power to you, especially to take care of those two-legged polecats.
But everybody should go check out George Sprague. He's a German guy, and also Todd's workshop. They cover all this. Whatchamacallit, tension sorted or crossbows and stuff like that. And they'll explain what Dave said right down there.
And he's getting that up. Slingshots have hang on, going big.
This is designed for the little crossbow pistol. It is designed for fishing. And guess what's nice? It's aluminum. It's got barbs. It's sharp, as in draw blood type sharp on your finger. And it'll work in my large crossbow as well, even though it's really short.
Yeah.
And this at 350 feet per second is scary. Very scary.
All right, Anthony.
Night, Anthony.
Yeah.
Everybody watches Asparagus video.
Yeah. Anthony, that little girl's wearing you out, isn't she?
And by the way, if you're going to get something, make sure you keep plenty of ammo for it.
Yeah.
This is only 25 rounds for the pistol crossbow, and I've got another 200 stashed away. Unfortunately, I've only got 16 left of the large arrow or bolts for my large one. I do have to get more.
Okay, and also another thing that most people who shoot crossbows, you have to be careful on the string. If you misuse that string, you better have plenty of it because it'll snap right at the wrong time you want to go.
And especially in crossbows, if you don't maintain your string, you go to lock it back and it's going to fire.
Yeah. It gets war where it gets gripped on it here.
Right, and nobody put not raisins.
And it's not a true rosin either. There is a designed wax for it, and the best kind is there is a derivative of beeswax that's used for it, and it is the safest in my personal opinion.
Right, what Dave said. I didn't mean raisins. Do not put raisins on your crossbow.
Yeah. Hey, Dave. Guess what just popped up on my my messenger for YouTube. Southern Isle prepping, current events, and other chat.
Gee, that was last week.
That was last week, and I just got the notification now. YouTube is so screwed up on their notifications for me.
So maybe this Friday when I do news, Doc Bones will show up.
Yeah. All right, some stuff to help you make choices out there, folks. Hey, there's plenty of videos out there on these things. You can look at the videos for the different types of air rifles, the ones that shoot the lead or the arrows. You can look at the ones that videos on atlatls. There's a lot of videos on atlatls. There's bows. And I'm not talking bows with a string. I'm talking about quarterstaff. There are some people I know that are just, you don't want to get within 6 feet of them. Actually, making a scratch. You don't want to get within 10 feet of them. Because when they reach out and they put that bow out there and it's going to whack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Garden State Gardener. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Joe. Yeah,
Lodge,
we all know that.
Has made great weapons.
We know that, Butch.
Just ask any husband that has ticked off his wife.
Okay, folks, but understand this. A lot of these things, and there's certain exotics we can't cover. One, the black market, we can't cover that. Two, manufacturing it, we can't talk that. I mean, manufacturing. We can dabble a little bit in gasoline powered and diesel powered guns. Because basically, what you're doing is taking a regular black powder barrel and replacing the flintlock with a glow plug and a 9-volt battery and a micro switch. That's all it is. And instead of using black powder, you're using a liquid fuel base. I hope everybody got that point across.
All right. Yeah. All right, Nomadic Rat Pack. I'll do that after this live stream. Yeah, there, Sean in Alaska. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Sean.
There is now one of the things we haven't talked about, and this is going to throw everybody for a loop. Traps, snares, figure four trap things with the rocks and stuff. Metal traps, all sorts. There's a whole another way.
Froze again.
Yeah, a whole nother way of hunting without projectiling anything.
Okay, does anybody know what this is?
Yes.
Paracord.
But who's it from?
Right. I know you keep harping on it. Brain fart.
No, that isn't the company.
No, that's my brain activity right now.
Titan Survival cord from Titan Survival. The beauty of this is, whether it's in the orange, the black, the gray, the camo, any color, it comes with either A, copper wire, or B, the newish XT stuff actually has Kevlar cord in one of the strands. This makes perfect snare wire.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of ways to. There are a bunch of great hunting channels out there that they use. They either got trap lines. They show you how to set up trap lines, and that's how to set up the snares, how to set up the figure four rock fall. There's a bunch of ways to get food without using projectile, weapons. And Kathy just mentioned fishing line.
Yep, that's something that cord has in it too, is a piece of fishing line.
Yeah. So look on either side of Dave. Water. Go fishing.
Right. And hi,
like
Steve. Of
drowning.
course, they're trainers. Hi, Steve. Lurking in the background eating dinner. Okay, folks, this only is used for emergency situation. You cannot use it for man trapping. You cannot do it for hunting season, fishing game, and the police will be coming after your butt.
I mean, I can't make punji sticks.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are a lot of things out there you'll read in these different books and stuff, and you hear people talk about on some channels. Some of them give the warning, others don't. You have to follow the rules. Now,
because it looks bad in court. Like Tasha says, "What? I can't use my poison dart? Uncle, I'll make blowguns out of things out of the kitchen. I can't take it outside because if I do and use it for hunting, I get arrested because it's illegal in California."
Prep for it said, for hunting, her was for self-defense. Yeah.
You still go to jail.
Yeah. You now in the scenario where it is the end of the world as we know it, and we are now in a world without the rule of law, and everything has gone downhill, and we're expecting an 80% die-off the first winter.
All bets are off.
All bets are off.
Don't knock on my door, please.
Yeah.
Unless I've invited you here, do not knock on my door.
Yeah.
Or Dave has to bury you out in the backyard.
With my life.
And Butch has a good point. The Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians used battle dogs as weapons, as well as the Sumerians. And
military now.
Yeah. There's
Yeah. One point of that, if you're doing it, if it's not without rule of law, and if you do it nowadays as a security dog or a battle dog, you got a lot of problems coming your way. I would not recommend it.
Yeah, the use of an attack dog is very restrictive.
The best kind of animal to have is one that is A, well trained, B, in a language that's not normally spoken. So here in the U.S., getting one that's trained in Bulgarian or Russian or German, and knowing those commands verbatim, and only, repeat, only in a self-defense situation can I condone you having a dog of that type. If you are not trained and the dog is not trained and you have it there as a protection dog and it is not trained, you will lose everything you own in court.
Yep. And plus you might get 10 years.
Right. Yeah. It's because that's why when police use dogs, it holds up in court because that dog is well trained. Yeah. The handler is extremely well trained as a rule. And they can stand up in a court because they can say the dog was trained only upon my command. It didn't just run wild and do it. Where the average person doesn't take the time or the finances they don't have to get themselves and that dog properly trained. And you can't take a 5-year-old German Shepherd, take it to your local police department and say, hey, where can I get my dog trained? They're going to tell you, I'm sorry, we can't tell you that. You're not going to find a local dog handler with a 5-year-old dog that's willing to try and train it. A properly trained dog has to be trained right shortly after it starts walking and eating on its own. And there is a bunch of tests that dog has to go through before they even consider it a possible guard dog.
Yeah. Okay. In response to Dustin's comment about his battle poodle, my sister had a swarm of battle chihuahuas.
Do you know it's a true fact that they used to have battle poodles? The French used to use them to kill wolves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, we have Barefoot and AK. How you doing? Someone else, I put their thing up there, popped in here. I'm trying to find their name again. Homesteader Wolf. How you doing? Now, I thought it was kind of funny, and I actually seen people do it with this. Mm-hmm. Geese that are raised, geese are very protective of their families, their human families. So long as the human families interact with them often, daily, several times a day, and they'll become very protective of that family. And if you have a half a dozen geese coming after you, you're going to wish you had a single dog coming after you. Okay. Back in the day, there are other ones besides donkeys, Ginger Ninja, other animals that are very protective.
Cheetahs.
Alpacas and llamas are very protective as well.
Like the Egyptians used to use cheetahs and leopards. Also was fun for the Romans too.
Yeah, but
we use lions.
Look what the Indians use, and I'm not talking the American Indians. I'm talking to people from India. They used 700, 800, 900 pound, 1,000-pound elephants with 5 and 6 foot long tusks.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I can't have an elephant up here in Idaho.
We'll try. Well, that's
the exotic pet license would kill him.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Everything.
The elephant would freeze up more than I do on here.
We'll get him some RNA from a dead mastodon. Then you have a hairy elephant live in the snow.
Yeah. Let's see. We talked about. We touched a little bit on fishing. We talked about trapping, snares, the other stuff. Well, I'm trying to remember what the other thing I had down. I forgot to make notes on it. Wait a minute. I think I got my note over here. Let me take a look. See here.
I think we covered most of it other than black powder and muskets.
Well, that's just it. You have no powder. You have no powder.
That doesn't stop old Uncle Al. I know how to brew powder.
I know, but yeah, it's going to get.
We can't talk about that.
No.
Yeah. Hunt, track, spears, fishing, hunting alternatives, crossbow, quarterstaff, whisker biscuits, wrist rockets. Yeah, we covered just about everything here. Okay, Courtney's husband is saying meow. What's that off of?
Siamese
probably
seal
trying
point.
to
Persians use cats.
Siamese seal point. If you can manage to have one as a pet and it bonds with you, nobody else will pick it up. It won't let them. It will shred them.
Yeah.
I owned one. It didn't like me, but it liked my brother. I couldn't pick it up.
And it was yours, right?
Yes, I picked it out. It didn't like me.
My sister, before she went, scratch that. My sister had the Chihuahuas. My daughter, before she went off to college, had got a cat. She left it with us when she went off to college. There's only one person in the entire family, including my daughter, who can do anything to that cat. Can pick him up, turn him upside down, stroke his belly, put him on his, do whatever he wants to him. And that's my oldest son, Alex. And that cat will just sit, will just play with me, and he can tease the snot out of it. He doesn't bite.
Froze again.
Yeah, anybody else teases him, bites, scratches, anything else. So that cat is, we call it Alex's cat, even though Alex is not mine. It's Megan's, not mine.
Okay, everybody makes a mistake about baby powder. Look at Burt Reynolds. I keep telling people Uncle Al knows ways to change a lot of things. You do not want to mess around with baby powder.
I have it, Sean. And I also happen to have
A non-redacted version at that.
I also happen to have the Black Books Volume 1, 2, and 3 that do not technically exist. So actually, I don't have them.
And just so there's a point of reference here, there's two different main types of Siamese cats here in America. There's the blue point and the seal point. One is extremely friendly with everybody. One is not.
Yeah. All right. I think we've covered just about everything here, and we're coming up on the hour here. Dave.
Kathy, the guy that I'm renting from actually has a little smelting device, and we have lots of lead, and he can make up to 50 cal balls. So I have plenty of ammo if need.
Yeah. Oh, you just reminded me of something. Back in my younger days,
back when Brontosaurus was a kid,
when I was still a minor, and so that means that the statute of limitations have long time since expired.
So you think?
We took a piece of 1/2-inch hydraulic pipe, not tubing, pipe. This was like equivalent to you have your Schedule 40 pipe, Schedule 80 is thicker. This was 120. Even though it was 1/2 inch, the inside diameter was actually only 45, 0.45 of an inch. And we had a bunch of 45 musket balls. Well, we took that piece of pipe, 12-inch piece of pipe we had, welded the end up tight on it, then threaded it, put an elbow on there and a short little nipple coming off of it, mounted it in an antenna, TV antenna bracket on a board, drilled a small hole near the back. My cousin would take 10 packs of matches, cut the heads off of them, book matches, cut all the heads off, put them in there and slightly tap it down very gently, very gently, very gently. And then you take some more matches and scrape them off in the little hole we drilled in the side of it. Then he put the 45 caliber ball down in there, and then he stacked 3 feet of sheetrock, scrap sheetrock up, put it on there, touched it off with a lit match. It went through every bit of it. It went through every bit of it. Yeah.
Okay, folks, this is one thing that nobody knows what Uncle Alan's talking about. I found my great uncle punt gun. It was put on a skiff or a boat, and he made it himself. It was a gas pipe. It was a 6-inch gas pipe. He used a shotgun shell to fire it. He put in home brewed powder in it, and he would aim it, and it will fire off 2.5 pounds of bird shot at the ducks. Now, in those days, you're in a skiff gliding closer and closer to the flock of ducks on the lake, and then boom, everything on the lake is dead.
Yeah, and the boat goes back about 6 feet.
Right.
You forgot one thing.
Oh, yes, swords.
Yeah.
Knife weapons.
A little hard for ducks.
No, but it's kind of hard to hunt a lot of animals with it. But you made me think of something, Dave.
You'd be surprised at what I can do sitting in a tree.
Yeah, from the land down under. Any guesses? Any
That
guesses?
ain't no knife.
No, not that.
Oh, the boomerang?
Boomerang. Yes.
If you know how to throw it.
If you know, yeah, you got to know how to throw it without killing yourself. Boomerang is another one. All right, so we're hitting the time, Dave. Coming up on Friday, do you have a topic?
News. Weekly news.
Weekly news. What's in the news? So at 9 Eastern on Southern Ohio Prepping, we'll be talking about weekly news. And then following that at 10 o'clock Eastern,
Froze.
is Disney stuff. Frozen. No, it's not Disney stuff. Actually, I got something else similar to that for later on, but it's what's your favorite garden tool? And in the middle of that, I'll have my alarm set, so I will do the drawing for the giveaway for the 1,500 subscriber giveaway. Hey, Drops.
And homesteading.
Just in time, made it to closing.
Yeah. And so that's what's coming up for next Friday. On next Tuesday is what is the hardest part of gardening for you?
I got one more item. Hold on. One more
item.
This
To
will
answer
be
that, my
right up
nephew.
Al's alley.
Okay. I have a bunch of those.
No, you don't. You're in California. No, you don't.
You don't have those, Al.
Yeah.
Not unless you have a dojo, a licensed dojo.
Yeah. Well, it's not
They were
like
only for training and display purposes.
Yeah. So the only thing I do have here, I want everybody to look really close here at the little light right here. I'm going to reset your mind so you do not remember anything I said about anything that might be questionable. Everything tonight was for educational purposes only. Care must be used in checking with your local laws for anything we discussed tonight. Don't want to hear about anybody getting in trouble for doing something they shouldn't be doing.
Take any and all advice and use at your own discretion. Check with your local laws and magistrate before you have to visit them in chains.
Yes.
right. And Uncle Alan's just an illusion.
Yeah.
We are not here. It's a bad Disney movie. Good night, folks.
All right.
Let's
So
go with those.
yeah. So everyone, stay happy, stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you Friday.